Now it's time for us to take a look at some business news now. Our colleague Devan Murugan is joining us here. Devan, good morning. We're expecting that big announcement by the Reserve Bank this afternoon and what it's going to do with the interest rates.
Yeah, the Reserve Bank, Dan, largely expected to keep interest rates on hold this afternoon. And one of the biggest reasons for that is that it doesn't see inflation as too much of a threat. The repo rate is currently at 6.5%, at banks 10%. So the Monetary Policy Committee considers the inflation outlook when deciding interest rates. And let's just very quickly take a look to see how those prices came in yesterday. Remember, if prices increase or expected to accelerate, there is a likelihood of interest rate hikes. So these are the figures that were released by Statistics South Africa yesterday for June. We saw that inflation ticked up to 4.6%, largely as a result of fuel price increases in June and not really a result of rising overall demand. So there's an expectation that inflation will not run away speedily this year, and many expect the move in interest rates to be a hike in the middle of next year. So it will stay steady largely. That's the expectation. So just to inform you now with this little animation as to why inflation is such a big part of the interest rate decision, remember the Reserve Bank uses monetary policy or interest rates to keep the value of your rand stable. It prevents those prices from speeding off and overtaking your income, because once that happens, then your value of your rand just becomes less and less more valuable, Dan.
While we wait for that to happen, around 3 o'clock usually in the afternoon, let's take a look now at the other numbers, the currencies. What's happening there? Yeah,
so the JSE, of course, will track that interest rate decision, but this is the rand value. Gosh, okay, it's not zero.
Wow.
Sometimes the tech fails us. The real value of the rand overnight, Dan, Yuveka, was around about 1327, 1330, so it dropped over that 1330 mark. Remember that a stronger rand just increases the chance of taming inflation. So you want to see your rand actually getting stronger. The reason why it strengthened against the US dollar is because the US dollar weakened overnight with some international moves, but largely the rand will track what is happening with that interest rate decision.
Yeah, according to my site, I've just checked now, it's 1328 to the rand. I think they've got the figures now. We can show them the right figures there, Devan.
There you go. Let's take a look. So against the greenback, you were spot on, Dan. Nice phone. 1328 to the greenback, 1546 to the euro. And as I said yesterday, that pound, I know you hate this when you look at that figure, seems awfully high. 17 rand, 36 rand to get yourself a British pound, Dan.
Hopefully no one plans on traveling right now.
I guess the good news besides that currencies will be if, and as you said, the speculation and the expectation that we're going to be staying put in terms of interest rates. That's going to help us. We've got bond repayments, we've got car repayments.
Yeah, just for now. All right, thanks very much, Devan Murugan, bringing us, well, ahead or previewing that interest rate announcement expected to stay at a big fat